Shema, Yisrael's confession of faith. Hear, O Yisrael, Yahweh our Father is one. First passage, Deuteronomy chapter 6, verses 4 through 9, stresses the unity of Yah and the importance of loving Him and valuing His commands. The complete Shema is found in 3 passages in the Old Testament in the Torah. Deuteronomy chapter 6, verses 4 through 9. Hear, O Yisrael, Yahweh our Father is one Yahweh. And thou shalt love Yahweh thy Father with all thine heart, and with all thy soul, and with all thy might. And these words which I command thee this day shall be in thine heart, and thou shalt teach them diligently unto thy children, and shalt talk of them when thou sittest in thine house, and when thou walkest by the way, and when thou liest down, and when thou risest up. And thou shalt bind them for a sign upon thine hand, and they shall be as frontlets between thine eyes. And thou shalt write them upon the post of thy house and on thy gates. Precepts for the first passage. Deuteronomy chapter 6, verse 24. And Yahweh commanded us to do all these statutes, to fear Yah, our Father, for our good always, that He might preserve us alive, as it is at this day. Deuteronomy chapter 6, verse 25. And it shall be our righteousness, if we observe to do all these commandments before Yah, our Father, as He hath commanded us. Matthew chapter 22, verse 36. Master, which is the greatest commandment in the law? Matthew chapter 22, verse 37. Yahushua said unto him, Thou shalt love Yah thy Father with all thy heart, and with all thy soul, and with all thy mind. Matthew 22:38. This is the first and great commandment. Matthew 22, verse 39. And the second is like unto it, Thou shalt love thy neighbor as thyself. Matthew chapter 22, verse 40. On these 2 commandments hang all the law and the prophets. Mark chapter 12, verse 28. And one of the scribes came, and having heard them reasoning together, and perceiving that he had answered them well, asked him, Which is the first commandment of all? Mark chapter 12, verse 29. And Yahushua answered him, The first of all the commandments is, Hear, O Yisrael, Yahweh our Father is one Father. Mark chapter 12, verse 30. And thou shalt love Yahweh thy Father with all thy heart, and with all thy soul, and with all thy mind, and with all thy strength. This is the first commandment. Mark chapter 12, verse 31. And the second is like, namely this, Thou shalt love thy neighbor as thyself. There is none other commandment greater than these. Mark chapter 12, verse 32. And the scribe said unto him, Well, Master, thou hast said the truth, for there is one Father, and there is none other but He. Mark chapter 12, verse 33. And to love Him with all the heart, and with all the understanding, and with all the soul, and with all the strength, and to love his neighbor as himself is more than all whole burnt offerings and sacrifices. Second passage, Deuteronomy chapter 11, verses 13 through 21, promises blessings or punishment according to a person's obedience of Yah's will. Deuteronomy chapter 11, verse 13. And it shall come to pass, if ye shall hearken diligently unto my commandments, which I command you this day, to love Yahweh your Father, and to serve him with all your heart and with all your soul, that I will give you the rain of your land in his due season, the first rain and the latter rain, that thou mayest gather in thy corn and thy wine and thine oil. And I will send grass in thy fields for thy cattle, that thou mayest eat and be full. Take heed to yourselves, that your heart be not deceived, and ye turn aside, and serve other gods, and worship them. And then Yahweh's wrath be kindled against you, and he shut up the heaven, that there be no rain, and that the land yield not her fruit, and lest ye perish quickly from off the good land which Yahweh giveth you. Therefore shall ye lay up these my words in your heart and in your soul, and bind them for a sign upon your hand, that they may be as frontlets between your eyes. And ye shall teach them your children, speaking of them when thou sittest in thine house, and when thou walkest by the way, when thou liest down, and when thou risest up. And thou shalt write them upon the doorpost of thine house and upon thy gates, that your days may be multiplied, and the days of your children in the land which Yahweh sware unto your fathers to give them, as the days of heaven upon the earth. Third passage, the book of Numbers, chapter 15, verses 37 through 41. Commands that a fringe be worn on the edge of one's garments as a continual reminder of Yahweh's laws. Numbers chapter 15, verse 37. And Yahweh spake unto Moshe, saying, Speak unto the children of Yisrael, and bid them that they make them fringes in the borders of their garments throughout their generations, and that they put on the fringe of the borders a riband of blue. And it shall be unto you for a fringe, that ye may look upon it, and remember all the commandments of Yahweh, and do them, and that ye seek not after your own heart and your own eyes, after which ye used to go a-whoring, that ye may remember and do all my commandments, and be holy unto your Father. I am Yahweh your Father, which brought you out of the land of Egypt to be your Father. I am Yah, your Father. This collection of verses makes up one of the most ancient features of worship among the Jews. According to the Gospel of Mark, Yahushua, the Mashiach, quoted from the Shema during a dispute with the scribes. Mark chapter 12, 28 through 30. Which is the first commandment of all? Mark chapter 12, verse 28. And one of the scribes came, and having heard them reasoning together, and perceiving that he had answered them well, asked him, Which is the first commandment of all? And Yahushua answered him, The first of all the commandments is, Hear, O Yisrael, Yahweh our Father is one Yahweh. And thou shalt love Yahweh thy Father with all thy heart, and with all thy soul, and with all thy mind, and with all thy strength. This is the first commandment. The 10 Commandments. Exodus chapter 20, verses 1 through 17. And Yahweh spake all these words, saying, I am Yahweh thy Father, which have brought thee out of the land of Egypt, out of the house of bondage. Thou shalt have no other gods before me. Thou shalt not make unto thee any graven image, or any likeness of anything that is in heaven above, or that is in the earth beneath, or that is in the water under the earth. Thou shalt not bow down thyself to them, nor serve them. For I, Yahweh, thy Father, am a jealous Father, visiting the iniquity of the fathers upon the children unto the third and fourth generation of them that hate me, and shewing mercy unto thousands of them that love me and keep my commandments. Thou shalt not take the name of Yahweh thy Father in vain, for Yahweh will not hold him guiltless that taketh his name in vain. Remember the Shabbath day, to keep it holy. 6 days shalt thou labor and do all thy work, but the 7th day is the Shabbath of Yahweh thy Father. In it thou shalt not do any work, thou, nor thy son, nor thy daughter, thy manservant, nor thy maidservant, nor thy cattle, nor thy stranger that is within thy gates. For in 6 days Yahweh made heaven and earth, the sea, and all that in them is, and rested the 7th day. Wherefore Yahweh blessed the Shabbath day, and hallowed it. Honor thy father and thy mother, that thy days may be long upon the land which Yahweh thy Father giveth thee. Thou shalt not kill. Thou shalt not commit adultery. Thou shalt not steal. Thou shalt not bear false witness against thy neighbor. Thou shalt not covet thy neighbor's house. Thou shalt not covet thy neighbor's wife, nor his manservant, nor his maidservant, nor his ox, nor his ass, nor anything that is thy neighbor's. Precepts to the 10 Commandments, the book of Exodus, chapter 34, verses 27 through 28. And Yahweh said unto Moshe, Write these words, for after the tenor of these words I have made a covenant with thee and with Yisrael. And he was there with Yahweh 40 days and 40 nights. He did neither eat bread nor drink water, and he wrote upon the tables the words of the covenant, the 10 Commandments. Psalms chapter 92, verse 1 through 15, a psalm or song for the Shabbath. Psalms chapter 92, verse 1. It is a good thing to give thanks unto Yahweh, and to sing praises unto thy name, O Most High, to shew forth thy loving kindness in the morning, and thy faithfulness every night, upon an instrument of 10 strings, and upon the psaltery, upon the harp with a solemn sound. For thou, Yahweh, hast made me glad through thy work. I will triumph in the works of thy hands. O Yahweh, how great are thy works, and thy thoughts are very deep. A brutish man knoweth not, neither doth a fool understand this. When the wicked spring as the grass, and when all the workers of iniquity do flourish, it is that they shall be destroyed forever. But thou, Yahweh, art most high forevermore. For lo, thine enemies, O Yahweh, for lo, thine enemies shall perish, all the workers of iniquity shall be scattered. But my horn shalt thou exalt like the horn of a unicorn. I shall be anointed with fresh oil. Mine eye also shall see my desire on mine enemies, and mine ears shall hear my desire of the wicked that rise up against me. The righteous shall flourish like the palm tree. He shall grow like a cedar in Lebanon. Those that be planted in the house of Yahweh shall flourish in the courts of our Father. They shall still bring forth fruit in old age. They shall be fat and flourishing. To shew that Yahweh is upright, he is my rock, and there is no unrighteousness in him. The New Covenant for the Shema, the book of Jeremiah, chapter 31, verses 31 through 34. Behold, the days come, saith Yahweh, that I will make a new covenant with the house of Yisrael and with the house of Yehudah, not according to the covenant that I made with their fathers in the day that I took them by the hand to bring them out of the land of Egypt, which my covenant they break, although I was an husband unto them, saith Yah. But this shall be the covenant that I will make with the house of Yisrael. After those days, saith Yah, I will put my law in their inward parts, and write it in their hearts, and will be their father, and they shall be my people. And they shall teach no more every man his neighbor, and every man his brother, saying, Know Yah, for they shall all know me, from the least of them unto the greatest of them, saith Yah. For I will forgive their iniquity, and will remember their sin no more. Precepts to the New Covenant. The book of Hebrews, chapter 8, verses 7 through 13. For if that first covenant had been faultless, then should no place have been sought for the second. For finding fault with them, he saith, Behold, the days come, saith Yah, when I will make a new covenant with the house of Yisrael and with the house of Yehudah, not according to the covenant that I made with their fathers in the day when I took them by the hand to lead them out of the land of Egypt, because they continued not in my covenant, and I regarded them not, saith Yah. For this is the covenant that I will make with the house of Yisrael after those days, saith Yah. I will put my laws into their mind, and write them in their hearts, and I will be to them a father, and they shall be to me a people. And they shall not teach every man his neighbor, and every man his brother, saying, Know Yah, for all shall know me, from the least to the greatest. For I will be merciful to their unrighteousness, and their sins and their iniquities will I remember no more. In that he saith, A new covenant he hath made the first old. Now that which decayeth and waxeth old is ready to vanish away. Hebrews chapter 10, verses 16 through 17. This is the covenant that I will make with them after those days, saith Yahweh. I will put my laws into their hearts, and in their minds will I write them, and their sins and iniquities will I remember no more.